traveling, dear Lord, that's on their way to church, Lord. You give them traveling mercy. The ones that are going back home from the holidays, give them traveling mercy, dear God. We ask you, Lord, to bless them that are not well this morning. Give them a very special touch in their body. Them that might be discouraged, Lord, we ask that you would talk to their heart also, dear God. We ask that you would deal with the lost in a special way, dear God. And Lord, we need you in our morning service this morning, Lord. We will have the word of God. Lord, we ask that you will make it easy for them to preach the word, dear Lord, that we can get a hold to whatever it is you would have us to get a hold to, Lord. And bless the Son leader, dear Lord. Just be with us, Lord. We need you, Lord. We welcome you in our service, dear Lord. We ask that you be with us again. Amen. Good morning. Excuse me. Okay, we're on page 31. Oh. Okay, sorry. On page 35. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. Let's see. You can read one verse.
Romans 12:17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
Proverbs 20:22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee.
Matthew 5:38. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth.
39. But I say unto you that you resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn him the other also. 40.
And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. 41. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him 20.
42. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away.
1 Peter 3:9. Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
1 Corinthians 6:6. But brother goeth to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers.
7. Now therefore there is none that falls among you, because ye go to law one with another. Why do ye not rather take wrong? Why do ye not rather suffer yourself to be defrauded?
8. Nay, ye do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren.
2 Corinthians 8:21. Providing for honest things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. 1 Thessalonians 4:11. And that ye study to be quiet, and to do your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we manage it.
Which one did you read? I lost my spot.
You're on 12.
So, that ye may walk honestly towards them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing.
1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
22. Abstain from all appearance of evil.
1 Peter 2:12. Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may
that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing.
Yeah, read a minute verse.
See that none render evil for evil, evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, but among yourselves and to all men.
Okay.
Both among yourselves.
Yeah. Any thoughts on memory verse? I think they telling us to make our aim to do good to one another and to all people. That's what the Lord expects of us. Even when the world look up on us, they also expect us to be good. Okay. Someone read the definition of recompense.
Romans 12:17, recompense, to give back or repay that which was given to you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, if someone would, they can read the lesson background.
Lesson background. Roman laws allowed a Roman soldier to compel a citizen to carry his pack 1 Roman mile, or 1,000 paces. This burden often weighed as much as 100 pounds. Jesus taught to voluntarily carry the load another mile, giving birth to the saying, go the extra mile.
Okay. Any thoughts on that?
Keep reading.
Any thoughts? You give us space. Okay.
Any thoughts? Oh. I was just thinking about, when it says here to voluntarily carry the load another mile, giving birth to saying, go the extra mile. I was thinking about my sister, Rosie, when she was passing, and I was with her, just about almost every day, taking her to the therapy session, taking her to the doctor and different things. And that was on my mind, whatever she had to do, to go, instead of me complaining about it, to go that extra mile with her, all the way to the end. And I did, all the way to the end, go that extra mile. It's a blessing to them and also a blessing to us.
Yes,
If we can go that extra mile.
it's true. God expects us to go that extra mile. Yes. We might think we don't done enough, but God wants us to go a little further. Okay, you can go ahead and read some more if you want to, Sister Willie,
We can read some.
if you'd like to.
Another Roman law permitted Jews living in Corinthians, which included the believing Jews, to settle smaller matters among themselves without having to go through the Roman court. Paul had a mission, therefore, that church disagreements be settled through arbitration within the church rather than through the Roman legal system. Was all the weightier since arbitration was also encouraged by the Roman government.
Okay. Any thoughts before we move on?
Think about how a lot of people say things like don't tell the family business, or you have disagreements or whatnot within your family, but you don't necessarily go and tell everybody about the disagreements that are within your family, right? Because those are family matters. And as Christians, we're supposed to be family. And so we're not supposed to be going and telling family business to everybody. If I have something against my sister or my brother, that doesn't have to be out in the public. That can be between me and my sister, or me and my brother, or whoever. It doesn't. They need to know what she did. No, that's not what I would do with my blood sister or my blood relative. So why do we feel more comfortable doing it with our Christian brothers and sisters? Lord help. That's exactly what the Bible tells us not to do.
Yeah.
So Lord help us.
See, it's like to me that'd be showing a lack of love somewhere, there. Yeah. You definitely want to hurt one another. Okay. Okay, let's go to comment application. Someone can read a paragraph.
soldiers who demanded the worshippers cease and desist. The soldiers then ordered all true Christians to remain, but everyone else was free to leave. Some in the room hurriedly left, but several believers stayed to face what seemed to be certain death. After the door closed behind those who fled, the soldiers laid down their rifles and said, "We are actually Christians in search of true believers. We wish to worship God with you." There are times when those who cause conflict are looking for truth in our lives. Their agitation is a test to see if what we have is real.
Any comments up to that point?
That would really show the true Christians from people that just say they're Christians. When it comes down to losing my life for Christ, it's a different story for me.
Yeah.
But I pray that we all, as true Christians, will be willing, if that happened, that we would stay right here.
Yes. And if you don't, well, have to do some self-examination there. Yes. And we don't know what's going to happen in life. We really don't. We don't know. Just got to draw closer and closer to God, and something do happen, we be able to stand firm. Okay. Can you go ahead and read? Several years ago.
Several years ago, during a children's Bible adventure gathering at our chapel, one particular boy did not want to go in with the rest of the children when it was time to transition from play activities to singing and Bible stories. I stayed outside with him and tried unsuccessfully for a while to get him to come inside without causing a major scene. Knowing I couldn't leave him alone, I stayed with him. He crawled through a culvert, ran around to the other side of the chapel, and did various other tricks in his efforts to elude me. Finally, when he saw I would not leave him, he gave me a hug and went inside the chapel with me. The boy came from a troubled background. He lacked security and grounding in his home life. When he finally figured out his efforts to shake me off would not work, he felt a measure of that security for which he longed. His way of thanking me was expressed by a big hug.
Okay, any thoughts? You go ahead and read the rest of it, sister.
How many times do those who cause me problems look for the reassurance? We are not going anywhere, even when they hurt us. Dear Lord, help me to see my fellow man as you see them, someone who needs love even when they seem unlovable. Amen.
Have anybody faced that before?
I was just thinking about, just looking at this, I was thinking about a baby. How a baby fights their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother is right there rocking and holding and doing all this until he finally give up and he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
But she never did just put him in the crib and let him just continue his battle with himself.
Right.
He knew his loving mother was right there, and she wasn't going to leave until, I don't know, I had just had that thought on my mind about how a mother is with her child, especially when he's trying to sleep, and he's fighting it and fighting it and fighting it, and she's right there, not leaving him, not just throwing him in the crib to go or sleep on his own, but to be right here to make sure that he's safe. That's a blessing.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, there's no thoughts. We can go to the reflection. Someone can read a paragraph.
From childhood, the story of Joseph in the Bible has always been my favorite. I think what impressed me so much was how Joseph didn't retaliate personally when he was rejected, mistreated, falsely accused, and forgotten time after time. He let God take care of him, and God did. Joseph's submission to the mistreatment and his resilience on God to be his defender allowed God to work some true miracles. God was planning and working on something so much bigger than what Joseph, his family, or the Egyptians could imagine. However, there were difficult steps Joseph had to be willing to go through before he could be placed in the position where God ultimately wanted him. Joseph not only needed to submit to others mistreating him, but he also had to submit to God and what he was allowing him to suffer. Somehow, he knew he couldn't turn his back on God.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on what she read? Yeah. Joseph.
Sister Taylor, she said, those that are unlovable need the most loving.
Yeah.
That is so true. We don't see it that way sometimes, but it's hard when they cause you problems and you have to listen to what they're doing. It's really, really hard how they want to turn things around upon you. And it's a test, like God said, it's a test. Education is a test that God allows you to go through to see what you have. So they're going to test you. He's going to allow that to happen to you to see where you stand.
Yes. Joseph knew that God was behind all this. I mean, if God didn't want these things to happen to him, then they wouldn't be happening to him. So there was a reason for it. Joseph just trusted God through it all. Same thing he wants us to do. Going through hard things, he wants us to trust him. Pray for us all. Yes, for sure. Okay, where did you stop at? But there was the fulfillment.
But
Go ahead.
what was the fulfillment of the aspiring dream that Joseph had been so excited about when he was younger and still at home? He probably hit rock bottom when he found himself forgotten prisoner all alone in a foreign land. He might never see his brothers again, the ones who were supposed to vow to him someday. But God had not forgotten him. God was orchestrating many things and on a grand scale.
Okay. Any thoughts? I think.
Maybe Joseph didn't really understand his dreams about how they were all going to bow down to him.
Yeah.
But I think somewhere in his mind he knew, like you said, God had a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And so he brought him up and out.
I think when we're going through a hard time, there's a reason for us going through the hard time. God trying to work something else or get something over to us. But there's a reason. I don't think God just wants us to go through hard things just for the fun of it. There's always a reason.
In my present
We-
mind, I don't feel it like that.
We gotta just be willing.
In my present mind, I don't feel it like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is hard. But if I can look at the bigger picture,
Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, somebody can read the rest of it.
When God finally put all the pieces of his great plan together, Joseph had become second in command in Egypt. Joseph's family and many others were able to see and benefit by God's handiwork, rather than sadly observing disastrous results that would have been the reality if Joseph had retaliated in his own wisdom and strength. Joseph didn't fight back, and he didn't charge God foolishly. Oh, how thankful Joseph must have been that he was patient and kept trusting his God. Lord, help me to be patient and trust you through it all. This is part of what being a real Christian is all about, Brother Ron Cole.
Yes. I think we can miss out on some blessings sometimes too by not being willing to suffer and to go through things. We can get in the way of God doing what he want to do for us, I believe. Say, Lord, help me to be patient and trust you through it all. Lord, help us. Okay, we can go to the questions. Okay. Question number 1 is asking, what happens when people repay a hurt by hurting in return? What happens?
I think of it like a pillowcase when you're playing with a pillow and you're hitting pillow, fighting with the
Yeah.
pillowcase, and it opens up. There's no way you're gonna get all that back into that pillowcase. So when you hurt someone, it's hard. It's very hard and it takes work to get all that hurt back from when you've hurt someone.
Okay.
I think the question said was a cycle, so it just goes round and round. Never any progress. We just keep praying each other until there's a situation in our family where a couple fight. The only way it's gonna end is one of them kills the other one.
That's why this world's so messed up. People believe in getting even. You hurt me, I hurt you. That's why we have so much problems going on.
Yeah, like Sister Shannon said, it never ends. I heard a quote, I think maybe it was from Gandhi, or I can't remember who, but it said an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, because once you get my eye, then I gotta do your eye, then I gotta get you back for the eye you got me back, and then you gotta get me back, and now we out of eyes, right? So if you constantly, I gotta get even, I gotta get, I can't let them do this to me, I can't let them do this to me. That's why the law of Christ is so radical, because it accepts that. It accepts that hurt. It accepts that wrongdoing, and it says, okay, I'll let you do that. And that is more impactful to people than I'm going to get you back. That really does impact people.
Think about it. How can a person have peace like that? I get you back, and I got to worry about you. How you going to get me back? This go like a circle, It's never no peace.
Not only that stuff spread. Make me think about the Hatfields and McCoy. It spread and it just keep going, generation to generation. And not only that, if someone hurts your friend and you gotta hurt them back, and somebody else wanna get involved and do something to them because they did something to you.
That's right.
And it just spreads like wildfire.
Never ends. Okay, number 2 is, how does repaying evil with good help stop the cycle of pain?
It's hard for people to, I did you wrong, and then you're nice to me. It's hard for them to come back at you like, how dare you be nice to me? And it just kind of brings a calm. It stops the back and forth. But if I come back at you, you come back at me, we just keep going. But when one can humble, it causes the situation to cease most of the time.
Most of the time, yes. And it's not the norm in this world. That's not the norm. Yeah. Okay, number 3 is, what enable us to bless those who cause us difficulties?
God, that's all.
The Holy Spirit. Yeah, that's the only way. Same thing.
Without God, we will be backbiting back and forth. But it's His mercy that helps us. And we have to be careful too, because He can extend mercy to us, but we have to accept that mercy.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have to be willing to say, okay, no, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with this person.
Yeah.
God's given me the mercy that I need, and I need to take it.
But we still have a
I
choice.
have a choice still.
Yeah.
Even
Still
though the
have a
Lord
choice.
gives me mercy, I can still choose to say, I don't want the mercy. I wanna get back at that.
You can yield to that flesh and go ahead and get back
They
at it.
ain't kill you, have they? So it's like, just take it. What did Jesus do?
That's right. And what would He do?
And Brother Anthony, I don't know if people say it so much anymore. Everybody had the little wristbands that said, what would Jesus do? But when the rubber met the road, they didn't do what Jesus did.
That's right.
They might have been wearing the band and everything, but they didn't do what Jesus did. And that's the whole difference. Us actually living out what Jesus did.
Yes. Yeah, it sounds good on your wrist, you know.
Just to show.
But until you face a situation, yeah, if you don't have on hand what you need on hand, you probably will yield to it.
That's just like wearing T-shirts that say I'm a Christian
Yeah.
in your household and God is love, and then you just acting a mess all over the place.
Yes. Raising your hand saying I'm a child of God and so on and so on. But when things come against us, we need to have on hand what we need to be able to stand, that's for sure.
We had a situation like that on our job. A substitute came and she was disrespectful to the sub that they had. And people were like, well, isn't she a Christian? And I didn't know at the time, but she's also a minister. And I thought, oh Lord, have mercy, because the people were looking at her going,
Yeah.
how can you act like this and you're supposed to be a minister? And I thought, Lord, help me to act righteous at
Yeah.
all times.
People are watching, and it does damage to them that are looking on. They figure all Christians are like that, you know.
Like the world knows and they have an expectation of us.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
We don't act right, they're like, oh, they don't have nothing. They're doing
Yeah.
the same thing I'm doing. So.
Yes. So true.
Probably cheap, you can say it, that don't mean you living it.
Yes. So Lord, help us to let Him shine through us at all times.
Amen.
And when we don't, because there's times when we don't shine like we should.
Yeah.
But what do you do with it? Do you just leave it?
You know, go correct
No,
with
it's true
correction.
Christians. You go back and you make it right. You know what? I didn't answer the right way. I spoke out of turn or whatever it is, and you make that thing right.
Yes.
And people that really don't have Christ, they don't make it right. They be like, oh well, it's whatever.
And it's best to make it right away. The longer you wait, the harder it seems to get. It really
Yeah.
does. The devil put things in your head and magnify the situation. It's harder to go back.
And I also try to make it right when there's other people around to the person that you did something to. So they can know that you came back.
Yes, that's true.
Sometimes you can't get everybody back together, but
Yeah.
I've had incidents where I went back and wanted to make sure that everybody that heard what I said,
Yes.
you hear me, and say I'm sorry, and you know, forgive me.
That's true.
I was wrong. It's hard to say it was wrong. They call me stubborn,
Yeah.
and I was.
Yeah.
Before God got a hold of me, I was very stubborn. I did not like to
Yeah.
apologize. And if I felt I was right, I would apologize, but I'm a different person.
Thank the Lord. Yes. Do wrong, we must make it right, though. Okay. Number 3, what enable us to bless those who cause us difficulties?
Lay self aside. That's hard.
Thank God.
Yes. If people do you wrong and to bless them, we need God to help us, that's for sure. But when you're able to do it, Christ shine out even more so. Bless those that do us wrong. But living for God is something we must do. Okay, number 4, how much humility does it require to take someone to court? How much humility is needed to settle matters peacefully in order to maintain Christian fellowship?
More than you have in your own strength. Thank God for giving that humility.
Take somebody to court, it probably don't take no humility to take them to court. Yeah. When you're doing that, you're trying to get back at them for what they done to you.
That's something I've noticed as a difference here. California in general is a very, what they call litigious state, where
Yeah.
people will sue people
Quick.
very quickly. I've been to conferences and things, and a lot of what happens in California courts makes decisions for the rest of the United States, because people in California are more willing to you have to go to court for whatever reason. There's, there are occasions for that. But California is more likely to go to court. In Texas, people don't. I've heard threats here like, oh, I'll sue you. In Texas, people don't sue people. They shoot people, but they won't sue them. And so when I moved here, it was very interesting to hear people threatening to sue somebody, because I was like, that never would happen in Texas. They wouldn't. I mean, obviously people in Texas go to court, but like that's just not. That's not the default. That's not the norm of what people think about first. And so we as Christians, it's not any more right in Texas to shoot somebody than it is to sue. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that's better. Like it's better to shoot somebody than it is to sue them. But I'm just saying the culture that's around you is in Texas. You have to be careful of the revenge. I'm gonna get you back this way, and in California, you have to be careful of the revenge. I'm gonna get you back this other way. Right. Neither of them are right. I mean, neither of them are better than the other. It's just you have to be careful about being influenced by the culture that's around us.
I think here it's talking about suing your brother in the Lord, I believe too. And this right here, in order to maintain Christian fellowship, suing your brother. I think that would be terrible, actually, taking your brother in the Lord to court instead of just going to him and trying to settle it, And people looking on.
Look how they acting. They have an expectation of us.
Yes, the world is looking on for sure.
And like Sister Serena was saying, it's our surroundings, the things that we are around every day can have an effect on us. If we're not careful, the evil that's around us can creep in. If we're not being watchful, if we're not being prayerful, we will be caught up. And I've seen people, oh, well, they did so-and-so. If it was me, I would have sued them.
Yeah, I've heard this statement before.
What? No, you're trying to figure that out without taking them to the court or whatever.
Yeah.
But we can be affected by the things that we hear and see. Something that we might have thought years ago, oh no, I would never do that. But if you live long enough, sometimes things will kind of grow on you.
Yeah.
And you find yourself going to something and you're like, wait, no, I probably shouldn't do that. But we have to be careful.
Yes.
I think you go into court, you don't always get what you want either.
That's true.
So I'm like, what kind of testimony are we giving?
That's true. Yeah, especially suing your brother or sister, you can do more damage to them, and you can do damage to yourself also spiritually. Okay, number 5, if someone professing Christianity is dishonest, who notice and who does it affect? If someone professing Christianity is dishonest, who notice and who does it affect?
They'll tell you more than anybody.
Oh yeah, they would definitely be talking about it,
They'll tell
probably.
you more than anybody. They can always point the finger. You say you're a Christian. You're not supposed to do. That's just what you're not supposed to do.
Isn't that something?
You're doing that hard, dude.
I believe unbelievers
Non-believer,
generally see it the most because they're looking for the Christian to be a certain kind of way.
Different.
And then when they see something different, they're like, you were supposed to be saved. What? How can you do that?
Yeah.
And I feel like it affects them the most because it gives the devil an opportunity to say, well, they called themselves a Christian and they were dishonest, so you all right being dishonest.
Right.
You don't need to get saved because, you're doing just what they do.
Yes.
And he gives good excuses for people to not get saved. That's why it's so important that if you name the name of Christ, that you live like Christ, not just be naming the name.
It's important to show the love of Christ at all times. That's true.
And one little dishonest piece on our part just
Magnify.
kills the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you made one little slip up, and now they're just looking at you like, oh, I lost all kind of faith in you.
It's like you're not a testimony anymore. Not a positive testimony.
Dishonest? Like when you tell a lie, you gotta remember that. But if you tell the truth, it's the truth, it doesn't change.
Yeah. That's true. I I never heard it like that, but yeah, it's a good point.
It's like you can't slip up when you're lying.
Yeah, you can forget the lies you told.
Well, 'cause you always have to tell another one to fix that one.
Yeah, and then you
And
don't
then
told
after
so
a while,
many.
you done got into a big old circle, you don't know where you at.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what you tell them?
I know because I have told some lies before. You can't keep it straight.
Yeah. Lord help us. Okay, number 6. How can we maintain an honest report? Well, by being honest all the time, you know, that's one way.
Staying close to God.
Yes, and
And you gotta put self together, and that is tough because I want what I want. Got to crucify self.
yes, yes, indeed. Being like Christ. Yeah. Letting Christ shine through us all times. Okay. Number 7, how does living honestly and suffering wrong without retaliation affect those who inflict an offense? How does living honestly and suffering wrong without retaliation affect those who inflict an offense?
If you don't retaliate, they'll be more careful because they're like, when are they gonna try to get me back?
Yeah.
They will be more careful.
The scripture says something about heaping coals of fire on their head or something like that. So it really affects them in a way because the world, that's not what the world does.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh wait, what is this? It's very unusual and it
Yeah.
stands out.
Make them start feeling bad for what they done to you, really. I would think.
Did they say somewhere in the Bible that it would heap coals of fire over their head? Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Those that afflict an offense to you, that say all manner of evil to you, curse you out and all this.
Yes.
But the way you respond, if you don't respond in a negative way, and you keep showing them the love of God, that heaps that
Yeah.
coal of fire over their heads. They're
Yes.
looking at you. Wonder why she didn't. Wonder why she didn't say anything. Wonder why she didn't. You know.
Right.
They wondering why.
I'm thinking the benefit of heaping coals of fire will find a way a lot of that dry stuff that we have too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but that's a tough one.
Also, it's supposed to have an effect if you with somebody else. And things are being done to you and then they're like, how come you didn't tell her this and that? Or doesn't talk to me like that. I would tell her off. But when you're quiet and you have a meek spirit, it affects them even though they don't admit it.
Yeah.
Brother Anthony, I also feel like it opens the door for the Lord to work with them. If I'm spouting off at the mouth because they said whatever, the Lord can't really work there with
Right.
them because we got to work with me first.
Right.
But if I'm quiet, the Lord can work with them and help them to see, hey, you know, you shouldn't have done this or whatever, however He chooses to work with them.
Yeah.
But we also have to be careful. It's been quoted twice now, right here in service, about heaping those coals upon someone's head. If we're not careful, I can be upset inside, and I'm just going to be quiet because we're going to heap them coals on them. And that's not the right
Yeah.
attitude. I don't believe that's how He meant for us to be concerned.
That's for sure. That's not really showing love there. That's kind of in your heart. You want to get even, kind of.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to be meek.
Yeah.
I'm going to be meek and let the Lord take
I'm
care
not
of
gonna
it.
say
Get
nothing.
them, Lord. Get them.
Lord help us. Yes. If you're gonna win a soul, you're gonna have to live that way, honestly. And even if they do you wrong, you gotta love them anyway. It's not for us to retaliate. We can let God fight our battles for us anyway. But we're not to wish that God would go get them, like that. more thoughts? That's all I have. Okay. What does we think Proverbs 20:22, say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. I'm looking in the definite. This verse advises against seeking revenge and encourage trusting that God will provide salvation and justice. And the verse also advises patience and trusting God, timing and justice. He warning us to not take matters into your own hand and retaliate for being wrong.
I think sometimes we want to do it ourselves
Yeah,
because
within our own wisdom.
our own wisdom. We don't know all that's going on behind the scenes. We don't realize everything that's going on behind the scenes. We don't realize what made the person do that, whatever they were experiencing, that made them act like that in the first place, or what have you. The story that he gave of the little boy who didn't have a good home life. So when we want to get back at people, we're only looking at what's going on right there with us in that situation, and we have no idea the backstory, all the things that they have experienced that led them to this moment. And it looks like just a little thing, and like, why are you overreacting, or why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? But we don't look at the whole heavy load that they're carrying, and the Lord does. He knows, and so that's why he tells us not to try to get them back, because we don't know if we were in their situation. We might be the same way. We might be doing exactly the same thing, responding in exactly the same way. And so you have to just always do it the Lord's way, and he'll take care of it. And when a lot of times when we try to get back, it's because we're not fully trusting the Lord. We think, I have to take care of this. The Lord's not going to get them like they really need to be.
We think we can do a better job.
Yeah. The Lord's not really going to get them like they need to be got. So let me go ahead and take care of this. I'll help the Lord out on this one. I'll do this one for the Lord. And it's like, that's not the way to do it.
Is that kind of like Jonah? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going there because I know the Lord is going to have mercy on me.
That's not sure much love is it for those people, huh? Yes, Lord help us, though. Okay. Anything else on our hearts?
So in that Proverbs 20 and 22, it says, I was thinking about the part that says, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. When we're in conflict or things are going wrong, it's always better for us to wait on the Lord, because if we just act on what's happening, we're 9 times out of 10 gonna say or do the wrong thing. And sometimes you feel like, I have to say something right now. And you really don't. If you can just pull back and wait for the Lord to give you something to say, or tell you don't say anything at all. But a lot of times we feel like we're right in the room and I gotta say something right now. But we really don't have to. I've been counseled that you don't have to give an answer to every question. Sometimes it's just best to leave some things alone.
And sometimes you can feel that you shouldn't say anything, but you go ahead and push through it and say it anyway, make the whole situation worse.
Yes.
Lord help us.
So waiting on the Lord is a blessing.
Yes. And sometimes not easy because that flesh just want to do it right now. I say it right now.
And then you realize after you've said it, oh, why did I say that?
Can't take it back now.
Now I gotta go back and apologize. I gotta ask the Lord to forgive me because I'm sure I walked over him saying, don't say it.
Yeah.
I believe that's why it says, the patience possess you. You're so.
Yes.
How, excuse me, how do we, turn the other cheek? In Matthew 5:39, but I say to you that ye resist not evil, but also shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn him also the other. How do you do that? I mean, how do you turn?
Well,
What does that mean?
by you not retaliating,
What does that look like?
by you not retaliating,
Do that.
when you don't retaliate, that's like turn the other cheek to me. If you don't try to get even, it's like turning the other cheek.
Don't retaliate.
Yeah, representing a rejection of revenge, I put down in a cycle of violence. That's like turning the other cheek instead of trying to get revenge. I don't think it means it's turning the cheek so they can slap you on the other side. I don't think it means that. Yeah.
It seems like one of the things that Jesus said, and it's like we have to live through it to really understand that it's just turn the other cheek. But experience is a good teacher, but it's like it's hard to grasp without.
What do we think about number 41? And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twice. What is that showing when we're willing to do that?
Look up the definition of compel.
Yeah, no, it's teaching us to love our enemy. Definitely doing that.
And then I'm willing to go further or do
Yeah.
more than what you asked.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're asked to do things and we say, okay, I'm doing that and I'm not doing anything else. You want me to do this? Okay, I'm doing this and that's it, right? And you can,
Yeah.
when that happens, you can tell that attitude. You can tell that attitude of, you know, I work until 5 o'clock and at 5:01, I'm not doing anything else. Or I'm doing this until this point and I'm not going any further at all.
You already made your mind up already.
I looked at the definition of compel on my phone. It said to force or oblige someone to do something.
Okay.
So it's just like when they compel you, it's like it's not something I wanted to do. They like they made me do it.
Kind of forcing you. You gonna do it, huh?
Willingly, another on top of that,
Okay.
and they're bossing me around. Like, but there's like a toddler response because my
Pressure.
baby just said, "You're not the boss of me." So it's just like Jesus will give me power to do more, but
Yeah.
tough.
That's the only way we can go a mile further. Jesus give us the grace that we need. But we still have to be willing. Okay, we're going to stop there. Brother Nathan, you can go ahead and go with your class discussion. Thank you for your participation.
Today we talked about what can you take with you. And so we were talking about we are getting invited essentially to go to God's house. And so on one hand, what can we take with us, Grayson? Can you take anything else to God's house? No. Okay, but we talked about maybe you want to go to your friend's house. And what are some of the things that we said with a show of hands? What are some of the things we said we want to take to our friend's house? Go ahead. Your toys, Jackson?
My tablet before it broke down.
Your tablet before it broke down. Okay. Anyone else? Lila? Your what?
My dog.
Your dolls. Because these are things that are important to us, that we want to take them to our friend's house. But we read a scripture today that said to set our affections where?
On things above.
And not where?
On things of the earth.
Okay. So if we know this thing, when God says, hey, I want to invite you to come to my house, do we get to take anything there, or do we have to leave all those things here? One thing, our souls. That's right. Now, I was carrying some things, and God invited me to his house, and some of you know the answer. Raise your hand. What were the things that God asked me to put down? Landon?
TV,
can fit into that tight space? No, why? Because I'm carrying too much, and the only thing I get to carry is this soul right here. Lila, come on up here for us. Actually, we'll start with Jackson. Jackson, come on up here. And we talked about the outline for what we'll be able to fit when we're going in. Hold your arms up. Carrying something today, right? Jackson, if this is your outline, do we have a problem right here? Can this come in? It doesn't fit, right? Okay, so you're gonna have to put that down. Go sit down. Lila, come on up. Hold your arms out, Lila. Let everyone see nice and good. Lila, you're looking pretty good. You look like you're fitting, but what is that? It doesn't look like it's fitting in the outline for the invitation to God's house. Are you gonna have to put that down?
But it's so small.
But it's so small, right? But it doesn't matter. Because God's gonna, you said it in class, you guys said it, God sees everything, He's God. You can sit down now, thank you. And so we know that when we get invited to go to His house, if we want to be accepted in, what is the only thing you can take with you?
Your soul.
Thank you. Let's have Persis, go ahead. Do you remember? Go ahead.
They will not see me.
Perfect. Gracie, come on.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Rejoice evermore. I and my Father are one.
Oh Lord. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Wherever you can go also.
Yes. Thank you.
Psalm 32:8, I will instruct thee and teach thee the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye.
Lord will also be a refuge for our request, a refuge in times of trouble. Psalms 9:8.
There's no more verses. We can stand and take our Sunday school offering.